Placebo control. And sorry that I lost speaking more than this of Russian, so I have to speak English. So, yes, I would like to address this issue, but I would like also to briefly, because of this outstanding, very technical presentation, I would like to provide a little bit an overview of what, from the agency perspective, we see as a development in general related to nuclear power and then related to these advanced technologies, innovative technologies. So for sure, since I would say 2018, with the release of the report of the IPCC on global warming, we saw that at the global level, people start to speak about nuclear again. This report was followed by a report of the International Agency, Energy Agency, on nuclear. The IAEA also organized the first conference on nuclear power and climate change. And last year, in COP28, finally, we saw in the global stock take nuclear being mentioned as one way to tackle the issue of climate change. What is happening? Why now? Where are we moving now? Well, let's leave apart the considerations on the geopolitical and market influence that is not for the agency to develop, to elaborate on, are there, but we are not elaborating on these kind of areas. For sure, what is happening is the impact of climate change is becoming evident. Yes, it's becoming evident in the last few years. But what is becoming more and more evident is the increase of energy demand. There is no way to stop this increase of energy demand. Because energy is not to watch a soccer game. Energy is equivalent to increase the life expectancy, is equivalent to decrease the infant mortality. Energy is life. Energy is the most important sustainable development goal out of the 17, because it is the enabler of all sustainable development goals. Well, this increasing demand, you know what is wrong? Emission. You know that 2023 was the year, last year, with the highest emission of CO2. And we have been discussing climate change since the beginning of the 90s. According to the Atomic Energy Agency, last year there was an investment in renewables of $735 billion. $735 billion. Almost 500 billion in solar. Plus more than 400 billion in the grid that we mentioned already several times, that are linked to renewable deployment. Grids, 400 billion. So $1.1 trillion in 1 year on renewable technology. And this has been on work for decades on renewable. You know how much it was invested last year in fossil fuel? 1.1 trillion. They are the same. So, why? Why we're talking about this? Because it's clear that renewables cannot replace fossil fuel. This is an evidence. Doesn't matter what you are doing, what you are deploying, but what also PGG was saying. Renewables cannot replace fossil fuels. The only way to replace fossil fuel today is nuclear power. So maybe somebody worldwide is starting to understand this. I'm sure that people sit that are sitting in this panel and the senior people in the audience have been saying this since the last 20 last year. Unheard. We were not heard. Now things are coming to the bottom line. And maybe some decision makers, some politicians are understanding that this is not the way to go. You need to develop and invest in nuclear power. New technologies are an important aspect. Fast reactors are expected to play a important role in a couple of decades to come, 2-3 decades to come. SMRs are also expected to play an important role. However, according to our projection, the most important role will be played by the current advanced large reactor. In this sense, we are more conservative as compared to the IAEA, the Nuclear Energy Agency. The IAEA is more conservative. We believe that 90% of the nuclear capacity that will be deployed in the next 30 years will be large, light water, mid-light water reactors. And 10% will be probably SMRs and fast reactors that will become available. Why? Because we need to deploy that. We cannot wait. We need to deploy that. And if we want to fulfill the promise of doubling the nuclear capacity or even tripling the nuclear capacity, you know what it means? It means 20 plus gigawatts per year, up to 30 plus gigawatts per year. It means 120, 170 billion dollars invested each year, which is not as compared to the renewable. It's not much. Renewable is 1.1 trillion, so it's not much. But needs to be unlocked. This potential for financial investment needs to be unlocked. And the agency is working in this sense. Our DG today is meeting the board of the program and trying to make the case for the entire financial world that, of course, you know, is somehow influenced by the World Bank, to start thinking to unlock the capability, the financial potential for nuclear. But it's not only this, it's also the supply chain. Now, we are talking about technology that needs to be demonstrated as a prototype. But the reactor is a very big technology. Close to the cycle is a very big technology, very sustainable, and can be competitive. Can maybe not now, not completely now, but it will become competitive, and for sure is a sustainable technology. But needs to be deployed. What my fellows, Dr. Rashmo will say, we need to deploy, we need to build, we need to build. So here we are in a phase where a lot of people are talking, which is good because it creates the environment. People that a few years ago were not talking about nuclear, now they're talking. But from now on, we need to build, we need to deploy. So this is important part, and this is what Russia is really leading. Russia is deploying, is a country that is deploying large reactors, is deploying SMRs, is deploying fast reactors. So this is why Russia is leader in this. And also China, as you say, is supporting this kind of movement. These are the two main leader countries in the world that are deploying. Another issue is harmonization. Because to facilitate the deployment, you need to harmonize. And to harmonize, you need probably also to reduce the number of diversity of the design. Today we're talking about 80 plus SMR design. Of course, there is a market competition. Of course, there are 20 member states and companies that are trying to compete for this market. But if we look at the large reactors, at the end, the number of countries that are supplying is limited, the number of models are limited, and this makes sense because the market can accommodate basically this typology in a competitive manner. And this is what probably will happen. It will happen with itself. Hopefully, in the next 5 to 10 years, this 80 design will go down to 10 or maybe less, and this will be what will go on the market and will be developed. And fast reactors. Fast reactors are, of course, a technology that is very promising, but again, it's important to be able to deploy technology in a timely manner. And that was my intervention, just falling on the that you are here. You will be the decision maker of tomorrow, or you will be advising the decision maker of tomorrow. Well, it's important that you are the excellence of the excellent. We need people better than us today, because we need to deploy the technology in a shorter time. We need to build an infrastructure and to build the human resources in a shorter time, because we cannot wait 15 years. If we want to deploy, we have to deploy now. So you have to put double commitment, because you need to be really excellent to meet the deadline. And I was saying, Mr. Giulio yesterday, 2 days ago, be ready to defend nuclear, to advocate for nuclear. Nuclear is competitive. Is a technology that is clean, is safe, is already safe, very safe. So we'll be a little bit safer, okay? But we don't even need to be safer. We are safe. Nuclear is safe, is competitive, is clean, is sustainable. You have to shout this. You have to tell this. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea.
Of course.